Okay, hey everyone, so this is a follow-up video to the review that I did on this Retrofighters BattlerGC. So yeah, check out the linked video above if you want to see my original thoughts on it. But one thing that I wasn't able to test out on there was the analog triggers on the top here. So that's what we're going to be testing out today. So if you like these videos, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. It inspires me to keep making these kind of videos. And yeah, anyway, what we're going to be doing though is we're going to be testing this USB 2.4 gigahertz dongle plugged directly into the switch, see if that will activate the analog triggers on Mario Sunshine on the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. And then we're also going to be trying this GameCube dongle plugged into the Nintendo Switch GameCube controller adapter on Mario Sunshine. And then we're also going to be testing this GameCube dongle on a real GameCube. Okay, so first off, as you can see here, I am up to date. You can see it's version 1.1.1 on my Super Mario 3D All-Stars. That's important because I'm pretty sure they added the analog stuff in after. So yeah. Okay, so first I just want to show you how an original GameCube controller works on this game. So this is the wired Smash Bros. Ultimate controller, and it's just plugged directly into that GameCube to USB adapter. Yeah, as you can see here, so and when I push this right trigger, the R button, just slightly, like just barely, slowly, you can see it just kind of sprays in front of him, just kind of fizzles out. But then when I do a full blast, you can see it goes clear up to the tree. So yeah, so that's the analog control that we're looking for. Okay, so now I have the Retrofighters BattlerGC just connected via the Bluetooth connection. So yeah, so not using that dongle. And as you can see, when I push the trigger on this one, just a tiny bit, it just does full blast, hits the tree every single time. Doesn't matter if I just hit it just barely or if I push it all the way, it's always full blast. Whereas now I've switched over to that 2.4 gigahertz dongle, so that's why it's showing up as USB. But yeah, as you can see, my controller is still wireless. Okay, and now when we're spraying this tree, so you can see I'm still pushing it just a tiny bit, and it still does full blast. So yeah, no analog triggers when you're using this USB 2.4 gigahertz dongle, which I mean makes sense because it's still just treating it like a Switch Pro controller. Oh, and that's another annoying thing. Oh man. So B button is jump instead of attack. You have to actually push Y to attack. So like when you jump in the air, then yeah, it's not B. B is jump, which is really annoying. Let's see if I can get this to show up better. So yeah, B is jump, whereas on the original GameCube, B is how you do this, whatever this is. So yeah. That's another annoying thing. Obviously you could go in and switch this in the controls, but yeah, anyway. Okay, now I'm basically using this controller like a Wavebird, so I plugged in the actual GameCube controller dongle into the GameCube to USB switch adapter. Oh, and also, as you can see, they also have the B button doing what it should when you're using the GameCube adapter. So yeah, definitely use the GameCube adapter with this controller. And now, as you can see, when I push this just a tiny bit, well, it's still going. Let's see. This, in theory, this should be analog triggers right now. Let me try doing it just holding the controller normally. Yeah, so there's definitely more of a dead zone. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was able to get it to sputter. So yeah, it's a different feeling than the original GameCube controller. Yeah, it definitely, like, I feel like it's more sensitive and there's a bit more of a dead zone. But yeah, see, I am able to get it to just sputter in front of me, and then when I push all the way down, then it goes all the way to the tree. So yeah, I'm gonna say that yes, the analog trigger is working on the Nintendo Switch with this GameCube adapter. It's just that, like, right now I'm pushing it, no response. And it's like after I push it about halfway down, then it starts to go. So yeah, that is slightly different than the original. Because yeah, now switching back over to the original controller again. Yeah, I just feel like I don't have to push it as far for it to start to register. There's not as much as, I mean, there's still a little bit of a dead zone on this original controller for the analog triggers, but yeah, not as much as the Retro Fighters. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little unfortunate. I do feel like there's a bit more control on this original controller. And keep in mind too, the Retro Fighters controller, you know, it does have the Hall effect analog triggers, but I don't know, if they're not, you know, calibrated correctly, then I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I mean, this water thing is still, you know, tricky to control with the original controller. But yeah, let's switch back over to the Retro Fighter one again. So yeah, it's like I can get it to sputter out, but it's just like gain that just that little bit. It's, I don't know, I just feel like these, in a future update, I would appreciate if Retro Fighters would maybe calibrate these analogs triggers a bit more, because yeah, it's like there's a big dead zone, and then to get it to just do this little spurty thing, it's like quite hard. Like it goes full blast pretty easily, and so yeah, there's a big dead zone, and then where there should be a little bit of leeway, it's like really hard to get there. But if I push slowly enough, then I can get it to do the analog stuff as we'd expect. So yeah, maybe it's just because I'm used to the original GameCube controller, but this definitely feels a bit different. But the good thing, you know, that this Retro Fighters controller has over the original GameCube controller is that it can actually be updated if Retro Fighters wants to yeah, better calibrate this. Then yeah, original GameCube controller can't be updated. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch over to Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be using the original controller again. I'm using the exact same Smash Brothers controller, wired controller. So yeah, as you can see here, when I push the R trigger just slightly, in fact, I even feel like there's even more control on the GameCube. Wow. Yeah, I feel like maybe even on the Switch, yeah, because look, I'm able to like just have it steam a little bit. Yeah, look at that, or just like have like, well, it's not steam, but like water vapor, I guess, come out. But yeah, you can see I just push it slightly and there's a lot of control. And then when I push it more, yeah, then it goes all the way to the tree. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I do feel like there's more analog control on the GameCube than there was on Mario 3D All-Stars on the Switch. Okay, and then now I'm doing the Retro Fighters controller again, connected with that 2.4 gigahertz dongle that goes directly into the GameCube. And yeah, yep, still a big dead zone. I didn't have to resync it, by the way. Yeah, it still feels like once I get to the part where it registers, there still is more control. You can see I can do like the vapor, yeah, spray, whatever. And then when I push it full blast, then yeah, it goes over to the tree. So yeah, there's still more control on the GameCube, but I think that's more of just a GameCube versus Switch thing, because yeah, this controller still doesn't feel as accurate as the original GameCube controller. So anyway, yeah, as you can see also when I'm, you know, running around here, I guess this is another thing that I didn't test before, but yeah, when you push this slightly on the GameCube controller compared to pushing it all the way, then you can actually run around while you're spraying the water. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Or as you can see now, back on the Switch, so they've set it up where I just have this plugged in, or using the 2.4 USB dongle. But yeah, on the GameCube, when you push it all the way down, then he actually stops and just sprays in place. But on the Switch, they've actually changed it to where, since it's just digital triggers. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of here. No. Oh, brother. So rude. I don't want to talk to you right now. Go away. But yeah, anyway, so when you push down the trigger on the Switch, then yeah, it's like, since it's just digital, Nintendo changed it so then you can still run around while spraying. But yeah, on the original GameCube, when you push down all the way, then he would actually stop, and then when you push slightly down, then he would run around. So anyway, just differences between analog and digital. But yeah, so now this is using the GameCube port on the Switch. So yeah, I think this game works pretty good on here. So like on here, for example, whoops, wrong mode. So yeah, so now when I push slightly down, then he runs, and then when I push all the way, he stops. So yeah, that's the same thing that's the same thing as what was happening on the GameCube. So yeah, besides the fact that I think RetroFighters needs to calibrate this a little bit better, besides that, I feel like it works pretty good. So yeah, push all the way down, he stops in place, and then push just slightly, he runs while spraying. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It does work, but yeah, just the sensitivity needs to be adjusted a little bit. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.